Hey, what's going on, guys? Drill Pal CHH, and we are here today to talk about Willy's Wonderland on 4K. Yeah, I picked this up on 4K. I kind of was like, I'm going to give it a feeler. I'm going to see if it looks any good. I'll keep it brief about the movie. As a matter of fact, this probably won't be a very long video. So when it comes to, Willy's Wonderland, it is this movie about Nick Cage fighting animatronic robots in a rundown Chuck E. Cheese restaurant. But the kicker is he doesn't say a word. So that was the thing I heard about. So before this movie came out, everybody was like, have you heard about this Nicolas Cage movie where he literally doesn't talk? I was like, no, what is this about? Yeah, he's supposed to work in a Chuck E. Cheese. That's what everybody was saying. I was like, is Chuck E. Cheese actually licensing out their restaurant? Coming to find out, no, it was called Willy's Wonderland. And yeah, so that's the gimmick, is that Nick Cage doesn't say a word. So this is one of those movies you either like it or you don't. Sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, you either get it or you don't. I don't think that's really fair. I think it's fair to say it works for some people, it doesn't work for other people. It works for me. Like, I was really entertained by this movie. I think it's funny. It's my favorite out of the three. There's Banana Splits, Willy's Wonderland, and Five Nights at Freddy's, the animatronics movies, and this is my favorite. I like it. Nick Cage is a pinball fan too, and I'm a big pinball guy, so the fact that when he's on his break, when he's working at Willy's, and he plays pinball, I really like that, so that's something I actually dug a lot in this movie. So yeah, I like the movie. I recommend checking it out, but we're here to talk about the 4K. So the first thing I noticed is, like, when I get the 4K, I was pretty happy with the artwork. They did some pretty cool artwork on this. This is somewhat different than the Blu-ray Screen Media put out. You get a nice full roster of everybody from the movie, which I like. That's cool. I like that. And I was like, let's see what the reverse art is. Surely they'll put reverse art on this. And I opened it up, and no reversible artwork. So that was a bummer. I got to be honest. I was a little bummed out about that. I really thought we were going to get reversible art on that, and we did not. You get the slipcover, you get this, and then the 4K steelbook that they put out was basically this, the hand coming out of a ball pit. And that didn't exactly excite me. So I was like, I'll stick with the regular release. Thumbs in the middle. I like that they gave us, the roster art on here with everything, but I would have liked something different on the sleeve you could have done. So, and I know they really haven't been doing that with 4Ks, but it would have been nice. For some reason, I was like, well, surely they're going to do it with Willy's. They did not. Okay, so I was excited to watch this because I was like, what if this movie looks really, really great on 4K? I can't wait to be like, guys, this was great. I look on the back, and it is on disc 1, the feature film. It's disc 1, feature film in Dolby Vision. So I was really excited. So what happened was I started watching the movie in here, and literally before today, I had a 50-inch TV. And I was watching the movie. I like to watch the movie with the lights off. And I was like, it's okay. I'm not noticing a mass amount of difference. I'm not happy. Let me go in the living room where I have an even bigger TV. I've got a 70-inch TV. Let me go in there and watch it on that. And that's where I started to notice some difference, but it honestly wasn't for, in my opinion, the best. This is one of those movies that I noticed, it reminded me a lot of the Monster Squad's 4K. Now, this is apples and pomegranates, but the thing that it reminded me of is the depth of field is so shallow in Monster Squad. And it's the exact same thing on this, and you really get to see that on 4K. What I mean by that is, like, whatever's in focus, everything around it is out of focus pretty harshly. And I noticed on the 4K, there is more sharpness to the image, and the stuff that's out of focus almost gets blown up a little bit. Not over distorted, but like it's just a little bit noticeable. And as I was watching this movie, there were things I thought that were kind of cool, like some of the animatronics, like their fur, it looks like, wow, you can see like fine hairs in the fur on like Willy, like the main I guess the main character. And in other moments, I was saying to myself, you know what? Like, I gotta be honest, like, this may be one of those instances where the Blu-ray kind of evens everything out a little bit more. This is one of those instances where I think the higher that you go, the sharper things get, and maybe that's not for the best. And as I got done watching the movie, it's not a bad experience. It's more fine-tuned. There's more sharpness. There's more definition in what's in focus and really crystallized sharp almost. But I actually think that the smoothness of the Blu-ray, as it's not as high of a resolution, actually makes the movie an easier watch. Now, that's not to say that it's hard to watch this on 4K, because that sounds silly. But after you when you get this on 4K, if you have the previous Blu-ray release from Screen Media, and you've watched that or you streamed the movie, you'll notice the sharpness in here, and it's not necessarily bad. But to me, this is just one of those instances where I would say, honestly, I prefer the Blu-ray. But if you don't own this movie at all and you want like a nice release with a great slipcover, and I understand that that's important to people too. Look, I'm not against a cool slipcover. I like this slipcover, but I was hoping this movie was good. I don't know what I was hoping. The truth is, I probably realized that getting this on 4K was probably not the smartest thing, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to take a fly on this one. I wanted to just try it out so I can talk to you guys about it and give my honest opinion. Because quite frankly, I don't know how many reviews you're going to see of Willy's Wonderland on 4K. I just don't. I dare say I may be one of 25 people that will review the 4K. Show it off. There may be more people, but like in terms of a hardcore review on it, I don't know how many people are going to do it. So I just wanted to get my opinion out there, and I would say if you have the Screen Media Blu-ray, I would stick to that. But if you don't own this movie, if you want a nicer release, and you've never seen the film, the 4K experience won't be bad for you. I just think if you watch the Blu-ray, you had the Blu-ray and you watched it that way, you might actually just enjoy more of the even smoothness and less high-definition picture that the Blu-ray has. I mean, it's not that the Blu-ray is not high-definition. Blu-ray is, by definition, a high-definition format. Jesus, say that 5 jumps fast. Yes, you can 4K it, but should you 4K it? That's the question. And, if there were... I tell you what would have been better. If Scream Factory would have done a collector's edition Blu-ray release of this. And, I mean, the second disc, which is the Blu-ray, which I have in, looks to be the same exact... It's a different disc, obviously, with the menu screens and stuff is different, but it's the same image quality from the Screen Media Blu-ray. So if you don't own this, you'll get the best of both worlds. You'll get the Blu-ray image, like from the old release, and then you'll get the 4K and Dolby Vision. So you'll get the best of both worlds with this release if you don't own it at all. I'd get it at a decent price because all the special features, which we'll look at, we've got Inside the Fun, set tour with actor Christian Del Grosso, fresh meat featurette, colorful darkness, and the Demon of Trons, featurettes, trailer, and image galleries. All the features seem to be the same on the Screen Media release as well. And that's another thing. If this would have been a collector's edition Blu-ray release with new interviews from some of the actors and let's say something with Nick Cage, I'd have been like, guys, please support this just for me because I want more Nick Cage stuff to get really nice releases. Some of the stuff is doing pretty good with that he's doing in terms of releases, but this is one of those instances where I almost got to question why Scream Factory. Now, I bought it, so it's silly for me to ask that, but my point is this is just one of those titles that they're not really bringing anything new to the table with it, and they didn't... It's nothing that they did wrong with the 4K. I don't think this is a movie that looks better on 4K. I sometimes think that's better picture quality doesn't always necessarily make it better. And I think I already knew that, but this to me is another example of that. So I took a flyer on this. I wanted to get this movie. I am a fan of this movie, but I wanted to review this movie because I didn't think there's going to be a lot of people reviewing it. So my final judgment, in all honesty, guys, is if you have the Screen Media Blu-ray, stick with it. If you don't own the movie at all, you can get this for sure because you'll get the Blu-ray as well, which you might like that picture quality better. You may like the 4K better. That's something for you to decide. I'm here to give my opinion. And you'll have all the features again that were from the previous release. So, it's really kind of weigh your options. You may be able to just go get the Screen Media Blu-ray really, really cheap now. That's another option, too. Consider that, guys. This is old CHH for here saying that Willy's Wonderland, more so thumbs down than thumbs in the middle, probably 4 o'clock. So it is what it is, guys. But I tried it, so I'm here to give my opinion. Willy's Wonderland in 4K. There it is, guys. Your old pal CHH. Let me know your thoughts on that. And if you picked up the 4K, did you have a different experience? I'd love to know. Let me know down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Sub to the channel if you haven't, guys. And I'll see y'all next time. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.